Hey everyone, welcome to part 12 of this trophy guide and walkthrough for Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Thanks for coming along on this journey with me, and a special thank you to all of the channel members. Now we're going to get started by leaving the expedition flag at camp, and we'll go over and talk to Sciel so that we can upgrade our relationship level with her.
One down, one to go.
The next one will be harder.
Do you want to spend time with Sciel? We'll say yes, and we'll choose only the top dialogue options.
You're always so calm about everything.
Is that a question?
An observation. Lune's intense and obsessed. Maelle is nervous and eager, but you're calm.
Why is that strange? I guess. Death and I, we've walked a long road together.
I guess that's true for me too.
Death is a friend who will welcome me home.
Friend's not the word I'd choose.
Life is easier when you think of death as a friend.
Is it? Or are you just dressing it up to manage your fear?
Does it matter? How you view things is up to you. Life continues either way.
It's an interesting philosophy. For someone so young.
True. I'm not quite as old as you. Why don't you share some of the wisdom you've accumulated over your very long life?
I am indeed very wise. I'm about 3 times your age, so I'm pretty much 3 times as wise.
Yes. You must have many pearls to offer.
Sadly, no pearls. All I can offer is another story.
I'm not really in the mood for stories tonight.
Oh, and here I had prepared something truly dark and heart-wrenching.
Save it for tomorrow. Let's do something else tonight.
What do you have in mind?
That depends. How adventurous are you feeling?
You mean like hunt Nevrons? What?
I'm waiting for you to connect the dots.
Oh, you mean, adventure.
You've been alone too long on this continent. When was the last time you seduced someone?
Not counting Monoco. I'll admit it's been a while.
So?
Do you even need to ask?
The bond between Sciel and Verso deepens. And now our relationship level with Sciel increases to level 4. Verso and Sciel spend some time together, away from the others. Verso and Sciel became a bit more than friends. Sciel feels inspired. And we unlock a new gradient attack for Sciel called Doom. Now let's go over and talk to Maelle so that we can upgrade our relationship level with her.
You have nightmares too? About Omar?
Yeah. He's, hard to shake.
Yeah.
Do you want to spend time with Maelle? We'll say yes, but there are no dialogue options to choose from this time.
In Lumiere, did your parents choose your name?
Yeah, I guess. Why?
Maelle means chief and prince, or, I guess, princess.
What are you talking about?
The meaning behind your name.
What made you think of that?
You said you were an unwelcome surprise. But I think even though your birth was unexpected, it was still celebrated. Your name shows how your parents felt about you. What kind of life they dreamed for you.
Chief. Guess they had bigger dreams for me than I ever did.
Why? What did you dream of?
I didn't.
You must have wanted something for the future.
No. All I wanted back then was to leave Lumiere and see some of the world before I gommaged.
Well, you've certainly done that. What do you dream of now?
I don't know. Still figuring that out. What about you, though? What do you want?
What do I want? guess I'm still figuring that out too.
Well, what did you used to want?
Music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before the fracture, I studied piano at the conservatory. I loved it. I really miss performing at the concert hall. When the lights dim and the room is hushed and the first notes echo through the chamber, I can just lose myself and feel the music through my fingers every time I play. It feels like my heart's about to break from the beauty of the notes.
That's lovely.
I miss that a lot.
Maybe when this is over, we can fix up the opera house and you can perform for us.
It would be my pleasure.
I want my first concert to be yours. And don't worry, I'll make sure the room is packed. I'll put up posters everywhere in town.
Oh, no pressure, huh? All right. I guess I'd better start practicing.
Maelle makes Verso pinky swear. Laughing, Verso agrees. And now the relationship level with Maelle increases from level 3 to level 4. Maelle and Verso discuss the first song Verso should play. Their discussion inspires Maelle. And now we unlock a new gradient attack for Maelle called Phoenix Flame. Before heading back to the others. Now we're going to go and talk to Monoco to upgrade our relationship level with him.
Seems you were right about these expeditioners. A most impressive group.
They've grown on you, haven't they?
Maybe.
They have.
Do you want to spend time with Monoco? We'll say yes, and we'll choose only the top dialogue option.
Monoco, let me cut your hair.
Why would I be foolish enough to do that?
Just a trim. You look like an overgrown mop.
I beg your pardon. Have you looked in the mirror lately?
Yes, my hair is impeccable. Stop being grumpy. Come on, let's give you some style.
You first, then.
Fine.
Actually, that does look nice. Okay, I'm in. Style away. Ooh, yes, indeed. This is quite fetching.
Great. We're twins.
Verso and Monoco are now bound by a manly love of style, which they would never admit to each other. And now our relationship level with Monoco increases from level 2 to level 3. As is tradition, they now spend too much time arguing over who looks better before heading back to the others. And we unlock new hairstyles for Verso and Monoco. We don't need to talk to Lune or Esque, though you can if you want to, and when you're ready, head into the cave behind Monoco, and we're going to go talk to the Curator. The Curator offers you his services. Let's start by upgrading weapons. Let's go over to Maelle, and we're going to choose her weapon, the Medallum. We're going to upgrade it from level 9 all the way up to level 19 using those Resplendent Chroma catalysts that we collected in the earlier areas. Doing this will not only give her a new passive ability with this weapon, where in Virtual Stance every burn applied is doubled, but also we're going to triple the attack power of this weapon from 481 all the way up to 1455. Unfortunately, we cannot raise it up to level 20 because we don't have a grandiose Chroma Catalyst. This is something that we'll get later on. Once you're done upgrading the weapon, talk to the Curator again, and this time we're going to choose the second option, Upgrade Expedition Resources. We currently have 26 colors of Lumina that we can assign to characters to raise their overall Lumina level. I'm going to only focus on Maelle, Verso, and Monoco, and we'll give each of them enough colors of Lumina so that they get up to 72 points each. When you're done, close out of this menu and then open up your character menu. We want to make sure that we're not only making our characters strong in combat, but we're also equipping Pictos so that we can master them, and then we're going to assign them as Luminas to other characters later on. Starting off with Verso, I have him with Augmented Aim, Augmented Attack, Augmented Counter 1, Breaking Counter, Breaking Shots, Burning Shots, Combo Attack 1, Confident Fighter is an equipped Pictos, Dead Energy 2, Dodger, Empowering Attack, Exposing Attack, Glass Cannon is an equipped Pictos, as is Immaculate. He has Inverted Affinity, Marking Shots, Rewarding Mark, Staggering Attack, and finally Versatile. Now let's look at Maelle. She's got Augmented Attack, Augmented Counter 1, Augmented Counter 2 is equipped, Augmented First Strike, Breaking Shots, Combo Attack 1, Dead Energy 2, Double Burn is equipped, Empowering Attack, First Strike, Healing Counter, Healing Parry, Healing Share is equipped, Marking Shots, Staggering Attack, and finally Versatile. And then with Monoco, he has Augmented Attack, Augmented Counter 1, Augmented First Strike, Breaking Counter, Breaking Shots, Combo Attack 1, Dead Energy 2, Empowering Attack, Energizing Break, Energizing Start 1, as well as Energizing Start 2. Healing Death is equipped, Healing Parry, Marking Shots, Powered Attack is equipped, Revive Paradox is equipped, and Versatile. Once you're all done with the setup, then go ahead and leave this menu, and we're going to return over to the campfire area. Let's interact with the campfire, and then we'll choose the bottom option right in the journal of Gustave's apprentices. Maelle finds a spot where she can write. She spends some time writing in Gustave's journal to honor his memory. She writes about how fearsome and incredible the Axons are, bigger than mountains. She hopes Gustave's apprentices will read this journal someday. Maelle heads back. Now we're going to choose the top option, check up on the others.
Do you mind if I play here?
What song was that? I feel like I know it.
Yes, an old song I used to play to my sister.
Can you play another?
Sure. We have all night. Okay, ready?
Are you ready?
I am ready. I will need a bit of space. All right. Esquier, you ready?
After the scene, we receive a new music record, which is one of the 33 we have to collect for a trophy. Now let's go and interact with that campfire again. And we'll choose to go to sleep. Once you're out on the world map, get aboard Esquier and then look over toward the left. You'll see what looks like a large building with statues on it. Let's head over in that direction, and we're actually going to go to that place.
Swimsuit on!
Once you land on the island, go forward and into the portal, and that will take you into a new area called Sirène. Once you're inside, start moving forward for some dialogue.
The architecture looks very different here.
This kind of place never existed before the fracture.
It's beautiful. Feels surreal.
And now we'll keep moving forward along the narrow bridge until we get a cutscene.
Is she the Axon?
Sirène, she who plays with wonder.
It's so...
What's going on?
I don't know.
She's manipulating your emotions. You have to focus on why you're here. Be careful. They call her she who plays with wonder. But what she really does is play with your head.
Let's move fast before we all lose our minds.
After the cutscene, continue going forward and interact with the robed figure in front of you. This is actually a lift that will take you to a different area. When the lift stops, go forward just a little bit and then stick over toward the right-hand side to go through this narrow passageway. When you get through it, continue going forward to go to the opposite wall, and here we can pick up an item on the ground, and this is going to give us a Resplendent Chroma Catalyst. Now we'll turn around and go back through that passageway. Continue over toward the right side to find an expedition flag.
Don't look at her for too long or you'll go insane. I've seen people jumping off a cliff just from looking at her.
It is mesmerizing.
This dance feels familiar. Is this kind of dancing taught in Lumiere?
I don't think so. Never seen it.
Let's use the expedition flag, and we'll just quickly choose to rest. Then we'll leave the flag, we'll turn left, and then go forward. There'll be some stairs in front of you. Go over toward the right side of the stairs, and you'll find our first enemy of this area dancing around in the skies. All of the enemies in this area are incredibly easy to defeat. Most of them can be defeated just by having Maelle go into free aim mode and shooting them once or twice. After the battle, we'll get our reward, including a fair amount of experience, enough for Maelle to get up to level 42. We're also going to get a new foot for Monoco for these ballet enemies, and we're going to get a new weapon for Monoco called the Ballaro. With a base power of 598 in the light element, it scales with both defense and agility. Then we'll continue up the stairs and keep going forward until we find another group of enemies. I'm going to fight the group on the left side first. But the strategy in this fight is exactly the same as the left one. We'll just have Maelle use her free aim shots to take out the enemies in record time. We get a bunch of experience for that fight too. Both Verso and Monoco leveled up. And then we can turn over toward the right hand side and we'll fight another group of enemies the exact same way. So again, we'll go into free aim mode with Maelle, and we'll just take a couple quick shots and this battle's over. Now we'll collect our rewards, including possibly getting 2 more Resplendent Chroma Catalysts, and then we'll keep going forward nearby so that we can listen to this expedition journal.
Sciel, 55th. I don't understand. The weaponry worked brilliantly up to now. Augmenting Pictos with music was a stroke of genius. But the sonics have no effect on the Nephrons here. It's as if they can't even hear our music. They just keep dancing to their own. We're running out of ideas. I miss my girls so much it kills me. It hurts thinking that I could have been home right now playing music while they dance. Wish I would have given birth by now. I could be holding my first grandchild. Instead, I'm here. No. No. There's still a chance, and someone has to fight for them. I can't let them down. Drums, maybe that will work. They can't hear our music, but perhaps they will feel it.
After collecting the journal for Expedition 55, continue to go around this structure right in front of us until you get to the back side. And here we can pick up another item off the ground. This is going to be a color of Lumina. Then keep going around the side of this structure, and we're going to run straight forward and through the large door in front of us on the other side of this area. When you get to the top of the stairs, turn toward the right side first and you'll find a paint spike. Attack it like you're initiating a first strike, and that will break the paint spike, and inside you'll find an item. Let's go ahead and pick it up to get a Resplendent Chroma Catalyst. Then we're going to turn around and we're going to run to the opposite side of this area, where we can find a glowing rope that we can use to go down to the lower level. Once you get down here, go through the right passageway, but be careful because an enemy lies in wait for you on the right side. Luckily, it's another one of these easy ballet enemies. We'll just go ahead and have Maelle go into free aim mode and finish it off really quickly. This was our 4th battle with some new Pictos equipped, so we've mastered them and now we've learned the Luminas for multiple Pictos. After that battle, we'll turn around and go to the other side of this area where we can pick up a Resplendent Chroma Catalyst off the ground. After that, go back through the doorway and this time over toward the right hand side where we can use a grapple point to go over this gap, then go forward through the door and toward the left. Go down the stairs, and on the left side is going to be another one of those paint cages. The first lock is actually going to be on the right side of this area around this pile of rubble. Let's shoot the paint lock, and then we'll turn toward the right and go forward toward the paint cage. The second lock is going to be on the left side right near the paint cage, and then slightly toward the right on top of this pillar is the third lock. After shooting it, we will unlock the paint cage, and now we can grab a new Pictos called Shield Affinity. 30% increased damage while having shields, but receiving any damage always removes the shields. Now let's turn around and go over toward the left side so that we can interact with another one of these robed figures and use the lift to go to a new area. When the lift stops, we'll head over toward the right side, and we want to start by fighting the enemy over on the right. Once again, Maelle will just use a couple of free aim shots to take care of these enemies quickly. We'll then collect all of our rewards, and then we'll turn around and we'll find a large chromatic enemy behind us. It's going to be a chromatic Greatsword Cultist. So let's go over here and we're going to fight it. This is a pretty easy battle. We'll start by having Maelle use her free aim shots against the candle on top of its head. That seems to do more damage than shooting its body. So just aim your shots carefully and keep hitting that candle, and then we'll use a normal attack with her. When the enemy stabs itself and attacks, it's a 6-hit combo. 1, 2, jump and counter. 1, 2, and 3. Pairing all of those will take away a few of its shields, but won't do any damage. If the enemy still has lots of shields, Monoco can use Chevalier Piercing. Not only will it go right through those shields, but it also will be more powerful based on the number of shields that it has. Or you could choose just to use free aim shots to get rid of the shields and then do normal attacks because the enemy is weak to dark and his weapon does dark damage. With Verso, we're going to do our normal method of just attacking with some free aim shots, and then we're going to use a base attack against it. And then on Verso's follow-up turn, we'll use free aim shots until we have 2 AP remaining. Then we're going to use his skill, Radiant Slash, in order to break the enemy, who should have a full break gauge by now. And now to finish the fight, Maelle will use her free aim shots followed by a normal base attack, and that should be enough to win. There's another tough chromatic enemy defeated pretty easily. We get enough experience for Maelle and Monoco to level up, and Verso almost leveled up. We get a new foot for Monoco for the Greatsword Cultist, and we get a new weapon for Verso, the Sireso, with a base power of 560, and the physical element is skills with vitality and agility. We also get 2 Resplendent Chroma Catalysts, as well as 5 colors of Lumina. Now let's continue forward a few steps so that we can grab the Pictos that's on the ground behind where the enemy was. This says Effective Heal, double all heals received. Now we can turn around and run past where the enemy was that we fought before. Continue to go forward through these pillars, and then keep an eye on the right hand side. there's going to be a broken pillar over here, and there's an item on the ground right next to it. Let's pick it up to grab a color of Lumina, and then we'll go and fight the nearby enemies. You can probably guess the battle strategy already. Just have Maelle go into free aim mode, and after a couple of shots, the battle will be over. We get enough experience for a Verso to get up to level 43 at this point, and then we'll keep going forward and fight another enemy just in front of us. And again, Maelle will save the day by going into free aim mode and popping all these enemies in the head. After the fight, continue going forward where you can see some red cloth, and on the ground next to it is going to be another new Pictos for Greater Shell, plus 10% to shell damage reduction. Then you want to grab the nearby handholds that's a part of that red cloth, and then keep going up. We'll drop down on the left side and then go into this area where we can find a crawl space that will take us to another item. When we're in here, we'll pick up this item, and this is going to give us another Resplendent Chroma Catalyst. Continue over toward the side, and we're going to activate a new golden rope over here, which will actually create a shortcut to the very first area that we came to. As we follow this path along, we're going to get back to where that first lift took us down. And then we can continue over toward the right hand side to get back to the expedition flag. But I'm not going to use it, I'm just going to keep running past it this time. We'll continue going straight ahead, and we're going to run past where we fought the enemies before. When we were here last time, we went through the big door on the left, but this time we're going to keep running straight forward past it, where we can find another enemy that patrols around this area, and we're going to go over and fight it. Once again, have Maelle go into free aim mode and take the enemies out quickly so that we can move on. We'll collect all of our rewards. And then after the fight, keep going forward. At the top of this area, there's going to be an item on the ground. We'll pick it up for a Resplendent Chroma Catalyst. Then we'll leave this balcony area, and we want to circle around the side. Continue going forward to the end of this area, and then talk to the hooded figure so that you can go to a new area. When you arrive in the new area, keep going forward and you'll see a large statue in front of you. You want to run past the statue, over into the doorway behind the statue. Now hug the left wall as tightly as you can to get around behind the Petank enemy, because we want to scare it the opposite direction, and we're going to bring it over to the statue that we just ran past. Then go toward the left side of the screen so that it gets scared over toward the right. We'll get it to go through the doorway, and we can find its safe spot in the back. Now let's go fight it. When this Petank attacks, if you're able to successfully parry and counterattack it, it will then reset its flee timer. So normally it has 3 turns to flee. If you don't parry it, it will go up to 2 turns, but if you're able to parry it, then it will go back to 3 turns from fleeing. Starting off with Maelle, we're just going to use some free aim shots and then a base attack. Now with Monoco, you do not want to use your free aim shots because that will use up your AP, and we want to save that AP in order to use Portier Crash a little bit later on to break him. So instead, we'll just use a base attack. And with Verso, we're going to use our free aim shots, and then we'll use a base attack. And now on the follow-up turn, we'll do the same thing. And at this point, the enemy's break gauge should be filled. You can also have Maelle use some more free aim shots and base attacks just to make sure that that break gauge is in fact all the way full. If the tank uses a range combo, it's going to be multiple attacks, but they're pretty easy to dodge or parry. Again, I would recommend parrying them to get the counter and then reset that flee timer back up to 3 turns. Now with Monoco, we have enough AP at this point in order to use Portier Crash, and the enemy's break gauge is full, so let's use Portier Crash to break him and we'll do lots of damage. Now we should be able to finish the fight with Verso with a combination of free aim shots and some base attacks if necessary. After the battle, we'll collect all of our rewards, including 5 Resplendent Chroma Catalysts, 1 Recoat, and 5 colors of Lumina. Then we want to turn toward the right to find another one of those paint spikes. We're going to break it, and then we can grab the item inside. This is going to give us another color of Lumina. After that, turn around and go back through the doorway. We're going to run all the way past the statue, and we'll go through the other doorway. This next area is pretty confusing with a lot of paths that wind around the area. We're going to make it pretty simple though, and just start by going over toward the left and following the path until we can fight another group of enemies with a new enemy that we haven't seen before. The enemy might be new, but the tactic is the same. Have Maelle go into free aim mode to take out the 2 enemies on the left and on the right, and then you want to attack the enemy in the middle, still using free aim shots. And within a couple of shots, the enemy will be defeated. We'll collect all of our rewards, which includes possibly getting 2 more Resplendent Chroma Catalysts, and you'll get a new weapon for Lune called the Colim, with a base power of 504, and the light element, it scales with vitality and agility. Then keep going forward toward the intersection and turn over toward the left, and follow the path all the way up to the top. Keep going to the end of the path, and you'll find an enemy over here. Let's go ahead and fight it. Here's a super easy fight, just 1 enemy. We can go into free aim mode and shoot it, and the battle's over within a few seconds. Then after the fight, keep going forward, and at the end of the path is going to be an item. Let's go over here and pick it up, and this is going to give us another color of Lumina. Now we're going to turn around and walk down the path a little ways. Then go over toward the right to drop down all the way to the bottom of this area, where we can find another enemy waiting for us. Let's go ahead and fight this one. This guy's pretty easy. Once again, we'll have Maelle use some free aim shots to attack him, and then we can just finish him off with a base attack. After the fight, we get enough experience from Maelle to get up to level 44. We also get a new foot for Monoco for the Tisseur enemy that we just defeated, and we get a new Pictos called Powerful on Shell, apply Powerful on applying Shell. Down in the same area is going to be another new Pictos. We'll pick it up to get Auto Regen, apply Regen for 3 turns on battle start. There's going to be a path that leads down all the way to this bottom section. You want to find it and then start climbing up the path. When you get to the intersection, turn toward the right and go forward until we can fight another group of enemies. Once again, we'll have Maelle go into free aim mode. We'll shoot the enemy on the left and on the right, and then we'll shoot the enemy in the middle until it's defeated. After the battle, Verso gets up to level 44 and Monoco gets up to level 43. I also got the possible recoat drop. And at this point, we'll go forward, but not through the door in front of us. Instead, turn toward the left, and then immediately turn toward the right to take the path that slopes down toward the bottom. And along the way, we're going to fight another group of enemies. At this point, do I even have to say how to beat these guys? Just use free aim mode on the enemies on the left and the right, and then shoot the one in the middle. We'll collect all of our rewards, and then we'll continue on down the path in front of us until we get down toward the bottom, where we can find some Chroma. Let's go ahead and pick that up.
Well, that will help.
And then we'll turn around and go back up the path. When you get to the top, go through the doorway with the burning torches, and then down the hallway. Continue down the stairs in front of us, and then you'll circle around this area toward the left, and then go behind the right wall, and now we can pick up another Resplendent Chroma Catalyst. Go back to the other side of the wall, and then continue forward until you find the robed figure that will act as a lift and take you to another new area.
This place is huge.
Thank Expedition 67 for destroying a lot of the walls to get further. Couldn't progress without that.
Feels like home.
When you finally arrive at the bottom, proceed forward just a little bit and then stick over toward the right hand side. You'll go through a narrow passageway, and in the distance you're going to see another door that will lead you to the Manor. Let's go through it. This time when we arrive in the Manor, we're going to find ourselves in the bathroom. The first thing that you want to do is to turn around, and we're going to unlock the door behind us. But we're not going to go through this doorway. Instead, we'll turn around and we're going to shoot the mirror above the sink. We can then jump through that mirror's opening, and we can fall down where the floor breaks in front of us, and then we can turn around and grab an item on the ground in order to get a shape of health. Now let's keep going forward, and we'll find ourselves in the entryway. All we have to do is turn toward the left and go through the door, and we can get returned to where we were before. We'll then proceed forward, going back through that narrow passageway, and let's continue going straight ahead so that we can talk to another NPC, a fading man. As I get older, I wonder, can you ever truly know someone else? Then again, how many truly know themselves? A lucky few, perhaps. It is a blessing to understand your darkest nature. or a curse to which we turn a blind eye. We lie to ourselves all the time, don't we, about things we'd rather not admit or confront? About ourselves. About each other. Then there are the things we genuinely don't see. Isn't that human nature? I wonder. I have nothing but time these days to wonder. What I missed. That might have changed things. What is it that I didn't see? That I couldn't make myself see. It sounds like you have many regrets. When did she start pulling away? The man has gone silent. Now we're going to go past the man, and on the left side of the doorway, just before we get to the door, is going to be an item on the ground. We'll pick it up for a color of Lumina. Then we want to go through the doorway and over toward the right side. Let's go fight the enemies over in this area first. Once again, have Maelle shoot the enemies on the left and the right side with her free aim shots, and then take out the enemy in the middle with a combination of free aim shots and her base attack. After that, we'll collect all of our rewards, and then we're going to turn around over toward the right side. If we run to the back of this area, we can climb up on a ledge, and then grab a new Pictos in the back corner. This will give us Protecting Death. On death, allies gain shell. Then turn around, hop back off the ledge, and then in the distance you can see a grapple point, so we'll run over to get closer to it, and then we'll use the grapple point to go over the gap. From here, follow the path over toward the right, and as you go around the corner, you can then grab another item on the ground for a color of Lumina. Now turn toward the right, and you'll see another grapple point in the distance. Let's go ahead and use that to go up to the upper level. We'll then go over toward the left side and follow the path around. There's another enemy in this area, so we'll go over and fight him. We'll start by having Maelle take out one of the enemies with a combination of free aim shots and her base attack. The enemy might grab a weapon from its hat, but it doesn't attack on this turn, and then we can have Verso finish the fight with the combination of his free aim shots and base attacks, and we'll do the same thing on the follow-up turn to win. After the fight, we'll get all of our experience and our Chroma, and there's a possibility that you'll get one recoat as well as some polished Chroma catalyst. Now let's proceed down the pathway in front of us, and that will take us to a balcony. We're going to grab the item at the end of this balcony, and that's going to give us another Resplendent Chroma catalyst. Now we can drop down off the ledge in front of us and immediately turn toward the left to find a little alcove. If we go in here and turn toward the left, we can find another Mime enemy. Let's fight this one. This fight is pretty similar to the other Mime fights. It always begins by putting up a wall, and this one starts with quite a few shields, but we can burn through those quickly by hitting it with free aim shots and a base attack with Maelle. And now Verso can also use his free aim shots and his base attacks, and will do the same thing on his follow-up turn. We're just building up that break gauge nicely. Now Monoco looks like he gets 2 turns, so I'm just going to spend them by passing his turn, which will allow us to get up to a total of 8 AP, where we can use Portier Crash on his next turn. We can use Verso to get the enemy to max out their break gauge on our first turn of free aim shots and attacking, and then on the second turn we've got 3 AP, so I'll take 1 free aim shot, and with the remaining 2 AP I'll use Radiant Slash to break the Mime. On Maelle's turn, we can have her use a combination of free aim shots and her base attack to do lots of damage. And then over to Monoco, we've got enough of our AP that we can use Portier Crash. Back over to Verso, we'll use free aim shots and base attacks. And we'll do that again on his second turn. And that should be enough to end the fight. We'll then get all of our rewards, including a new hairstyle for Lune called Sirène. After the fight with the Mime, we'll turn around to leave this area, and then go over toward the left where we can go down the hallway. If we look over toward the left-hand side, there's going to be another expedition flag here. Let's go ahead and use it. We leveled up a few times, so let's use upgrade attributes, and we're going to put points into agility for all of our characters. That will raise Sciel up to 18 points in agility. Lune will get up to 12 points in agility. Verso will get up to 33 points. Maelle will get up to 33 points. And Monoco will get up to 30 points. When you're done, leave this menu, and then we want to go into our character menu to make a few alterations. The upcoming boss fight requires us to do a lot of damage in a very little amount of time, so I want to go to Verso and I want to change his weapon from the Dualiso to the Confuso. The Confuso does a lot more base damage, and it also has some pretty good abilities. It deals light damage can burn on critical hits, and it applies 3 burns instead of a mark. That can come in pretty handy. And then over to Monoco, we're going to equip the Ballaro weapon, which also does light damage, which the boss is going to be weak to. And once those 2 weapons have been changed, we can go ahead and leave this area, and we're going to go back the way that we came, and then over toward the left.
What's that?
The Tisseur. It works for Sirène.
So he creates all of that for her.
We should take it out. It would definitely be an advantage against Sirène.
Before we go and fight it, we're going to approach it, but we'll stay over toward the right-hand side and loop around this broken pillar, and that's going to take us to an item in the back. Let's go ahead and pick this one up, and we're going to get a Resplendent Chroma Catalyst. Now we can turn around and go over toward the boss. The Nevron does not seem hostile. It sows tirelessly, engrossed in its work. Attack anyway? We'll say yes. And this is the Tisseur enemy. We'll start by having Maelle use her free aim shots against the enemy. Doesn't really matter where you shoot. And then we're going to attack it with a base attack. On the boss's first turn, it's going to curse the expedition. Cursed is a status effect that kills the character at the end of its duration, and you can see how many turns remain by looking at the number above the character's head. We're going to have Monoco just use base attacks against the enemy. And now Verso will die in 8 turns. We'll have him use his free aim shots and then his base attack. It's Maelle's turn. We're going to have her use her free aim shots and then her base attack. We were also able to stack up some good burns with Verso, so the enemy takes a lot of damage, and when it attacks, you can parry and counter attack. It's Monoco's turn again. We'll just have him use his base attack. And once again, Verso is going to use his free aim shots and then his base attack. The boss is almost defeated, and I can jump over the first attack of its swiping combo and use R2 to counter it, and that will be enough to end the fight. All of the characters leveled up, and we get some really good rewards as well.
Good job. No other expedition managed that.
No other expedition had a Lumina converter.
Yet this victory feels hollow.
We get a new Pictos called Anti-Charm, which makes us immune to charm. That's very important for 2 upcoming boss fights. We also got a new weapon for Maelle, but it's a lot worse than the weapon that we already have equipped, so we can basically ignore it. We're now going to go into the menu and we're going to change up our Pictos. Starting with Verso, I'm going to replace his Immaculate Pictos with Shield Affinity. And then Confident Fighter is going to get replaced by Protecting Death. And finally, Glass Cannon is going to be replaced by Greater Shell. Now onto Maelle, we're going to give her a really powerful combination of Pictos. I'm going to replace Healing Share with Powerful on Shell, which will apply Powerful on Applying Shell. And then we're going to replace Double Burn by scrolling down toward the bottom of the list, and we're going to find Auto Shell. So now we'll begin battle by applying Shell, which will then automatically also apply Powerful. And finally, we can replace Augmented Counter 2 with Anti-Charm. And now onto Monoco, I'm going to replace Powered Attack with Auto Regen. And then I can replace Healing Death with Effective Heal. And we can just keep Revive Paradox the way that it is. Now let's close out of this menu, and we're going to turn around. Let's run forward toward the door in the distance, but we're not going to go through the door. Instead, you want to look up toward the ceiling on the right side, and if you look very carefully, you can see a paint cage lock. Let's shoot this paint cage lock. And then we want to climb up the nearby ledges to get to the upper area. We'll then follow the path around toward the right side. And along the way, we can find the paint cage on the ground. If you look up just past it, you're able to shoot the second lock, and then go all the way down toward the bottom of this area. And then look over toward the right hand side and up toward the ceiling to shoot the third paint cage lock. Now we can go back to the paint cage and pick up the item that it was guarding, and this will give us a revived Tint shard. Keep going the way that you went when you shot the second lock, but look over toward the left to pick up an item off the ground for a Resplendent Chroma Catalyst. Now we're going to run all the way down this ramp toward the end, and we can actually jump straight off the pointy end of it and get down to the ground floor. We'll then continue straight ahead, and we're going to use the grapple point. When you get up here, keep going forward along the path. And when we get outside, we're going to see another group of enemies. Let's go ahead and fight these guys. We'll have Maelle go into free aim mode, and we'll shoot the enemy on the right. Then we'll shoot the enemy on the left. Then we'll shoot the enemy in the middle. And when we run out of AP, we'll use a base attack to win. We'll collect all of our rewards, including possibly 2 Resplendent Chroma Catalysts. And then you want to turn toward the left and continue following the path. Go toward the opposite wall of this area, and you can use some ledges to climb up toward the top. Keep going toward the back of this path, and we'll grab some chroma off the ground.
Good stuff.
Then turn left and drop down to the area below. Continue going over toward the left side, and then we can use the golden rope to get down toward the bottom. You'll see the next boss ahead of you, but we don't want to go and fight it just yet. Instead, let's head over toward the right side and use the expedition flag. Don't worry about upgrading the attributes just yet, we'll do that a little bit later on. But for now, we can just rest and then continue forward, hugging the right wall so that we don't get too close to that boss. As we go around the corner, we can grab another item off the ground, and this will give us an energy tint shard. Now keep going forward, and we can use the golden rope to go down below. Look over toward the right hand side and follow the path around so that we can use a grapple point to go over the gap. Then keep going forward, drop down, and then take the ramp on the right to go up before going through a crawl space. On the left hand side is a new Pictos. Let's go ahead and grab this one to get Healing Fire, recover 25% health when attacking a burning target once per turn. We'll then turn right and go forward so that we can use the grapple point in the distance. From here, run straight ahead and you can see some chroma on the ground in front of us. After getting that chroma, you want to turn around and go back the way that you came. But this time, stick over toward the right hand side where you can find a broken pillar that has some handholds attached to it. We'll use those handholds to navigate over toward the right. Once you get to the end, drop down and then continue following the path. We can use this glowing orb to create another golden rope leading below, and we can use that to get to the lower area. In front of us is a new Petank enemy. What you want to do is to proceed forward, just kind of scare it forward a little bit, and then get it to run around clockwise. Keep scaring it around, and ultimately your goal is to push it against the far wall. If it doesn't get close enough, you can try to scare it backwards and then try to get it over toward that wall. When it's nice and close, now is the time that we want to keep pushing it along the wall, and that will get it to go up the stairs instead of circling back around like when we first came down here. Now we'll continue to push it forward so that it will go forward along the path and go over to its safe spot. And now we can go ahead and fight this guy. There's really nothing too tricky with this Petank battle. It does start with 5 shields, so we can burn through those pretty quickly with some free aim shots with Maelle, and then use a base attack. Verso can then use his free aim shots with a follow-up base attack. We then get a notice that Regen is a buff that heals the character by 10% of their max health at the beginning of their turn. We get that because Monoco has an equipped Pictos that gives us a regen. Now we can light the enemy up with some free aim shots followed up by a base attack. It's Maelle's turn again. Let's use some more free aim shots with another base attack. The enemy is almost defeated at this point, and it will give itself 3 shields. When the burn happens, it will take away one of those shields, and then it gets to attack, which we can easily dodge or parry. It's back to being Verso's turn. We can shoot it a couple times to take away its shields, and then just follow it up with a base attack, and that fight's over. We'll collect all of our rewards, including 5 of the Resplendent Chroma Catalysts, 1 Recoat, and 5 colors of Lumina. Now let's look over toward the left, and we're going to go talk to the Gestral merchant in this area, who is a Gestral of few words. We'll say trade, and then we want to fight the merchant by holding down the square button. And we'll choose Maelle as our combatant. Starting off, we're just going to attack a bunch of times with our free aim shot until we're out of AP, and then use the base attack. The enemy will protect itself by giving it shell, and then we're going to use some more free aim shots with a base attack. The enemy is almost defeated, so when it attacks, if we counter it, we'll win the fight. Now, if you've been paying attention, we equipped the anti-charm Pictos onto Maelle 3 battles ago, and because it takes 4 battles to master a Pictos, we actually want to fight this Gestral merchant one more time to get that 4th victory, which will of course allow us to master the anti-charm Pictos and then equip it to another character via the Lumina menu. So let's just go ahead and do the same thing that we did at the last fight. We're going to use some free aim shots with a base attack. The enemy will protect itself, and then we're going to use some more free aim shots with the base attack. The enemy's almost defeated, so when it attacks, we'll parry it and counter, and then we'll win the fight. And like I said, this was the 4th battle with anti-charm equipped, so now we've mastered it, and we've learned the Lumina for it. Now there are some things that we do want to purchase from this Gestral merchant. There's a new weapon for Maelle called the Tissenum. It has a base power of 862, the fire element, and it scales with agility and luck. Let's buy that for 18,656 Chroma, and then we'll go all the way down to the bottom of the list and purchase Greater Powerful for 37,100 Chroma. Energizing Attack 2 can be purchased for 37,100 Chroma, and Double Mark can be purchased for 42,400 Chroma. We do have some Chroma left over, so I'll purchase the 3 colors of Lumina for 1,000 Chroma each, and the 5 Resplendent Chroma Catalysts for 3,000 Chroma each. But we have enough of the Polished Chroma Catalysts, and Recoats that we don't need to purchase those at all. After making all of those purchases, we need to return to the Expedition flag right by the boss. So to do that, we're going to turn around and go back the way that we came. Keep going forward until you can use the golden rope to go up to the upper level. Go forward and follow the ramp as it goes up, and then use the handholds to go over toward the left. Keep going over toward the side and go up the stairs. Stay over toward the right side, and we'll go over to the Expedition flag. But before we use it, we want to change up our party member structure a little bit. So what you want to do is you want to remove Verso and Maelle from the party, so only Monoco's in the party. Then re-add Maelle and Verso. That basically just reverses the turn order that we're used to. I made some alterations to all of the characters' equipment, so let's walk through that. Starting off, I equipped Monoco with the Bucharo weapon so that we start the battle in the Agile Mask, and Agile Mask applies Rush for 3 turns. I then gave him 3 new Pictos, Glass Cannon, Combo Attack 1, and Exposing Attack. And now let's look at the Lumina's menu to see all of the newly equipped Luminas on him. I'll sort it by the active group, and we can see that I gave him Anti-Charm, Augmented Aim, Augmented Attack, Augmented Counter 2, Augmented First Strike, Breaking Counter, Breaking Shots, Burning Shots. We've got Combo Attack 1 equipped, Empowering Attack, Energizing Start 1, Exposing Attack is equipped, as is Glass Cannon, I gave him Immaculate, Inverted Affinity, Marking Shots, Staggering Attack, and Versatile. Now let's look at Maelle. She's got the Medellin weapon, and as for her Pictos, she's got Anti-Charm, Auto Shell, and Powerful on Shell. As for her equipped Luminas, she has Anti-Charm equipped, Augmented Aim, Augmented Attack, Augmented Counter 2, Auto Shells equipped, Breaking Shots, Burning Shots, Combo Attack 1, Dead Energy 2, Exposing Attack, Healing Counter, Healing Parry, Immaculate, Marking Shots, Powerful on Shell is equipped, Staggering Attack, and Versatile. And finally, let's have a look at Verso. I gave him the Dualiso weapon again, and he's got the Pictos Confident Fighter, Augmented Attack, and Energizing Attack too. Now we'll have a look at his equipped Luminas. He's got Anti-Charm, Augmented Aim, Augmented Attack is equipped, Augmented Counter 2, Breaking Counter, Breaking Shots, Burning Shots, Combo Attack 1, Confident Fighter is equipped, Dead Energy 2, Empowering Attack, Energizing Attack 2 is equipped, Glass Cannon, Inverted Affinity, Marking Shots, Rewarding Mark, Staggering Attack, and Versatile. That's all the setup you need for the next 2 boss fights. The main thing is to make sure all characters have Anti-Charm equipped, because both of the next 2 bosses will be able to cast Charm on your party. Now we're going to take a quick rest at this expedition flag before fighting the next boss. When you're ready, leave the flag, turn left, and approach the boss slowly. You'll be able to hear a noise when you're close enough to initiate a first strike against him. When we change up our party members by removing Verso and Maelle and then re-adding them, we got it so that Monoco goes first. I'm going to have him use his skill Cultist Slashes. Because of our equipped weapon, we begin with the Agile Mask of the Bestial Wheel, and when we use Cultist Slashes, we're able to get basically a 30,000 damage head start on the boss fight right at the beginning. If Glissando tries to enchant a party member, it's not going to work because we have Anti-Charm equipped on all of our party members. If you were to be charmed, then we can't control that character and they start attacking the other party members, which is very bad. We'll have Verso use his normal tactic of using all of his free aim shot AP and then follow that up on his second turn with some base attacks. Now it's Maelle's turn. I'm just going to have her use her free aim shots, followed by a base attack. Just like that, the boss is about half dead, and it's almost got a full break gauge. Then we'll have Monoco use a base attack, and the enemy can sometimes summon ballets to attack us, but that's a really good thing because it's very easy to jump over and counterattack these 3 attacks, and will deal massive damage to the boss. Now that it only has a sliver of health left, we can have Verso easily finish the fight, and then we'll get all of our rewards, including enough experience for Monoco to get up to level 45, and we'll get the Sirène outfit for Lune. And additionally, you might get another Resplendent Chroma Catalyst. And now after the fight, we're just going to run straight ahead until we can find another one of those robed figures who we can talk to, and then that will take us into the next area. When you get to the bottom, leave the upper platform and then stay over toward the right side of the room so that you can grab the Resplendent Chroma Catalyst.
Good stuff.
After that, turn around and go forward. You can see another expedition journal on the ground by these crates. Let's have a listen to this one.
Luke, Expedition 67. We're out of explosives, but we've made enough holes in this place to reach that giant woman in the center. But something weird's going on. Everyone's been swept up in strange emotions. It both feels like us, but also not like us. Marguerite reckons we're feeling the overflow from that giant woman's feelings. Empathic distress, I think she called it. Like her mind is flooding the area with her thoughts and feelings. Maybe we'll just stay here and enjoy the melody.
After getting the journal for Expedition 67, we're going to turn around and we're going to go up the nearby stairs. If you stay toward the left side, you can use the expedition flag. I'm not going to upgrade my attributes right now, I'm just going to rest. And then after that, we're going to keep going up the stairs, and we're going to go through the doorway at the top.
We're finally there.
She's waiting at the end of this tunnel.
Then we should prepare before we head there.
Just keep going forward until you get a cutscene.
She's even grander than I thought.
Renee, you're okay, right?
I swear I've seen this dance before.
We now have a fight against the second Axon, Sirène, who's actually a bit of a pushover. We'll begin by having Monoco just use his base attack. Sirène can cause other enemies to attack you, but it's pretty easy to parry this one and get the counterattack. Let's have Verso use his free aim shots, and then his base attack. And we can follow that up with another round of free aim shots and base attack. Now it's Maelle's turn, and we'll have her do the same thing, a bunch of free aim shots followed by base attack. You gotta love seeing all of those max damage hits even when it's not a critical hit. Monoco is now going to use his saved up AP to use Portier Crash, and that's going to be able to break the enemy. And here comes a chance where the enemy would try to charm us, but because we've got anti-charm on everyone, it's ineffective. It's now Verso's turn. We can have him use some free aim shots, and then his base attack again. And now we can do that again for round 2. Verso got up to the S rank of perfection, giving us the ability to do tons of damage, and that should be enough to end the fight with this turn. We then get enough experience for both Maelle and Verso to level up, and we get some new interesting items like the Tisserand, a new weapon for Sciel, and Energizing Turn, a new Pictos for us. Additionally, we get 3 Resplendent Chroma Catalysts and 2 Recoats. And now let's watch a cutscene. After the scene, we get a new trophy called Second Axon. Back at camp.
You again. Why?
Maelle?
What did you say this time?
I don't know. Oh, a woman. It was... Why do I keep seeing things? Who are you?
Barrier Breaker acquired. You can now face the Paintress at the Monolith. We also automatically get a new weapon for Maelle called Barrier Breaker, but it's significantly worse than our currently equipped weapon, so we'll ignore it for now. And then we're going to head over toward the left so that we can use the expedition flag, and this is where I'm going to end part 12. Thank you very much for watching, I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button as it really helps me out, and consider subscribing to join our amazing community, and so you can stay up to date with the rest of the videos in the series, and more to come in the future. In the next part, we're going to move forward with the story, and take on the Paintress, and you're not going to want to miss it. So I'll see you soon in part 13. Until then, thanks for watching, and have a good day.